From the Eagle to the People, let's play Doki Doki Literature Club. Yeah, we're going to continue on this. I know I've been kind of messing around doing some other games and so on and so forth. And the schedule's kind of out there. I've got at least 6 videos in the head right now, so that's kind of where it's going to be. This will be the 7th video you see, and by that time I'll have a bunch more ready to go. Anyway, like I said, 2018, in the beginning of 2018 when we first started, this year is going to be our bitch. So let's make it that way. Let's keep going through all this. I'm going to start coming in every record a little bit more positively. I'm going to try and be a beacon of energy for all of you. So I hope that you guys join me with this. Anyway, with that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way my mind wanders back and forth between the 4 girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monika. Sayori, Yuri, Monika, Natsuki. Okay, yeah, I gotta try to remember all their names. That's gonna be fun. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Well, I mean, you got some decent looking women around. That can't be too bad. Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. And there's the hormones. Boom! Alright. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess it starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh, let's write a poem. I want to write a poem. Do you want to write a poem? Let's write a poem. Okay. Oh God, I don't remember anything about any of them. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Okay. Fantasy. Boop. Boop is fun. Boop. Let's see. Fantasy, boop. Crimson. I'll take crimson. Puppy Papa, grief, silly, color, bunny, the tone, calm. Color goes well with fantasy. I'm not even looking at the ones jumping. I don't really care who does what, but yeah. Romance. Romance always goes good with that. Really? That's the one who jumps? Okay, fine. Determination. Yes. Kisses. Boom. Vivacious. Nice. Skirt. No. Breathe. We're on a fantasy thing. I've got like D&D stuck in my head. That's what we're going for here. Analysis. Got to do a little analysis. Embrace, secretive, eternity, anime, joy, feathers, fireworks, sunset, summer, masquerade. Embrace. Passion. I didn't even read the rest of that. Imagination, pout, philosophy, tragedy, lollipop, disown, sweet, heartbreak. Together, unrequited. Blah, blah, blah. Email, entropy, fluffy. It's so fluffy, I'm gonna die. Electricity, rainbow, candy, adventure. Precious fear, nightgown, dream, dark, party, judgment, peace, milk, marshmallows. Marshmallow. That's in there. Yeah, no. We're gonna go with, dream. Sure. Despise, disorientate. Oh man, there's a lot of these. Despise, disorientate, destiny. Playground, hopeless, strawberry scars. Heaven sent, bubbles, happiness, nature. Oh man, I'm not doing good. It's going to be a tie-up between these two, huh? Vertigo, fester, giggle, ocean, unrestrained. Boom. Yes, and extreme. We got to go with extreme. It's always extreme. Nope. Hang on. Love or extreme or excitement, sensation, suicide. Not suicide, don't want to deal with that one. We're going to go extreme. Agonizing, empty, misery, broken, portrait, flying, childhood, sing, holiday, infallible. Flying. Dang it. Time, raindrops, nibble, waterfall, whistle, covert, inferno, starscape, daydream, or unstable. Covert operations. Boom. Okay. Defeat, socks, skip, uncontrollable, ambient, pink, hop, twirl, peaceful, or comfort. Socks. Gotta have socks. Just socks. Because these socks are amazing. Hi again, Eagle. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. True. Well, I'm back to the literature club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Eagle. Hope this isn't too overwhelming for a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me he didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Eagle always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He will help me with busy work without even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost had to set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come you and Eagle can become good friends too? How come you and Eagle can become friends? Sayori? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gestures from you was a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you want. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Why? Really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just reading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason, of course. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. I see. Somebody was trying to think nicely of me. Too bad you don't know. Eagle doesn't read. Aha! Hey, let me get some light on this situation here. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's so much better. Right. There is something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Ooh, is that so? Well, you must know Eagle very well, because there's only certain books that can make me engage and be relatable. Mm-hmm. What is it about, anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. And this is what you think I like. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about a girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister, but as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escape from a human experiment prison, and while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came around from nowhere. Uh-huh. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Eagle? No, it's not that. I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. Oh yeah, she's the horror one. Me and her are going to get along nicely. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals and their own philosophies that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be this naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. Oh my god. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. No, not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. Okay, to be honest though, that book did almost catch the light. If there was a copy of that, I probably might look at it. Just saying. She does kind of hit the same realm that I'm in, but I'm more of a, like, D&D fantasy type stuff. I like adventure, action, things like that. Of course, you gotta have a little romance mixed in there. It's just kind of the way to go. By the way, yes, I'm looking at this game a little more positively, so just deal with it. Deal with it. And I know all of you, and especially you in the corner there. Yeah, I know you're judging. It's okay. I don't take it personal. Have you seen my hair? If I thought about what people thought about me, then I probably would have dyed it black a long time ago. I guess it's alright then, but I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange, and please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It is a literature club, after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine. It's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. That's I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not used to. That's it. Reading in company with someone else? That is, reading in company with someone else. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. God, she's so, like... I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, but it's like breathing down my neck. Get away. Okay. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. How is that it is a girl. Then again, if my wife breathes on my neck when I'm reading, I'm like, I can't. That's why I don't read. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks as though she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's and hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a bit more, our shoulders are almost touching. Feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Look at, she looks so innocent just reading her little book there. Kind of gonna get sad if this really does go like in a dark direction. Then I have an inclination towards believing it's going to go, because like that's adorable. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddling even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Oh, it's like you're a couple. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind much being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she's finished the page before me, so I turn it a bit. I turn it by my own This is why I don't read. Volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimidating exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's a bit more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all of the things that she says and does, like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they kind of reminisce of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment, but Eagle, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. Interrupted. Oh, hormones blocked. Good going, Monica. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we want to wait long. If we wait too long. Your exhales barred from finishing her thought. It's alright, Yuri. You look kind of down. I'm sorry, I haven't been looking forward to this. It's not... it's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Ew. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little bit more tonight. It'll be fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up, I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. I think Yuri. We've been hanging out with Yuri long enough. Yuri seems most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. Oh God. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Okay. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. But I'm getting so nervous for it. Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imaginary and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time. Really? Huh? Yuri stares blankly, then looks at the poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words of the poems as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter. And they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both styles and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing, even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I kind of want to read my own poem here. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. Not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if the rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, this is supposed to be a literature club. Oh god. Is there a way I can... Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to try and read this in this writing. Okay. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glows. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calms. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. Okay. Tricky. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. Actually, you have really good handwriting, and the problem is, it's just... What? I wasn't thinking about that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem, even though it's short. It was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost theory? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all. Really. No, it's about living in the past. I must have totally missed the point. No, I suppose you didn't. You did only glance over it after all. But remember, the poets are often expressing their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolic compared to a ghost. Lingering in the last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. And soon to be left with nothing. It's a lot more solemn, but putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Eagle. Me too? Cool. Oh, I gotta share with everybody? Ugh. Man, this... Okay, fine. Start with Monica. Oh, God, you're Monica. Hi, Eagle. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we could do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ha 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 ha. Don't worry, Eagle. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. And Monica, my poem. Mm-hmm. Great job, Eagle. I was going, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easier for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know what? You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imaginary and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. I should probably take notes on this. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write that like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the neons. Sorry. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learning how to try new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. Could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. My ability to read is slowly progressing to a downward spiral. The best way to find the kind of style that suits you, everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write in a way that everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, yeah, she took the exact words out of my mouth. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Oh, okay. Better handwriting. More readable. Hole in the wall. Couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor. An angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas already scorched with a permanent copy of meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choice. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out, and on the other side was looking in. So, what do you think? I think that's way too much. It's very freeform, if that's what you can call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that's kind of that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That's it. A lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lining. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. Thank you. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. Kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on the specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, guys, I'm gonna stop it here because this is gonna get way too long if I keep going. But we'll jump into the next two on the next episode. So, if you guys enjoyed that episode, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way, every time I update, you get pinged with it. Also, don't feel like you can't leave your comments below and let me know what you think about this. Who you specifically would like me to follow? Right now, it seems like Yuri's the one that I've impressed the most today, which is fine. That wasn't intentional. It just kind of happened that way. So, yeah, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and feelings on this one and what you think about this game so far. I'm going to continue to try and play through it all. I'm probably going to end up live streaming most of this because this seems like a longer pushed out game, and I'm not going to be able to get the short records I'd like. So, anyway, I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye!